Hiya.
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls Knit podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. I almost changed my Ravelry name yesterday.
Oh.
But I didn't. I keep going through these things of whether I should change it or not. Anyway, we'd like to say a big welcome back. We love you guys. To all our returning viewers and a big hiya to any new viewers, thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoyed the show. Dammy, we had no introductions this week, but would you tell people why they should join or what they should do and why?
You should join our group on Ravelry and introduce yourself in our introductions thread, because you'll get a shout out on our next episode and you'll be able to participate in all our owls and giveaways.
That's right. I will apologize in advance for how I sound. I'm having issues with my allergies and asthma, but also it's been really hot up here the last couple of days, and the humidity has been really high, and so I'm having some throat, chest things. So apologies. Okay. Well, we have some stuff to talk about today. I've got piles of stuff over here on this side of the couch. So why don't we get started?
And now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
What's on your needles, Dammy?
So I got some work done on the Straightforward Mitts by Monet Drager on US 3's 3.25mm needles. And the yarn is Penguin Soup Emperor Sock in the Baker colorway. I'm almost done with the body of it. I think I'm on row 40-something, and I think there are 50-something rows. And then I need to do the thumbs on each of them, and then that'll be that.
Cool. So you probably will have it done by next week. Yay.
One can only hope.
Show them it up closer so they can see.
It's crooked.
I know, I love this part right here. It's very, very pretty. So when you finish that, are you going to jump back in on your Hadestown stuff, or are you going to do something different? Okay. Which one are you thinking that you might jump in on first?
Try and finish Orpheus. I think I've got his pattern all done, but I don't remember where I put his pattern. I think it's in there with the part of the sample I've done. I think I'm done with the heel on it. So
okay.
It's somewhere. I have information on it somewhere.
Out there?
So I'll find it.
Beneath the pale moonlight?
I'm sure.
You know, somewhere out there, beneath the pale moonlight.
No, actually.
Someone's thinking of me and loving me tonight.
So what's on your needles?
Name that movie.
Sabrina.
No. It's an animated movie.
Thumbelina.
No, and I can't think of the name of it right now.
What's it about?
It's a mouse.
Watership Down.
No. I'm sure
The Great Mouse Detective.
I don't think so. No.
Why don't you talk about what's on your needles and I will look it up?
But that song's in there. The mouse sings it. And I think another mouse sings it too. A mouse that he's interested in.
An American Tail?
There you go. An American Tail.
Okay.
Have you haven't seen this movie?
I think it looks familiar, but I don't remember it as well as other things.
And then there's been about 50 zillion sequels to it.
Mm-hmm. You're supposed to be talking about what's on your needles.
What's on my needles? Okay. First up, I made some progress on my summer top, which is a pattern by Inkstrict.
Inkstreak?
Thank you. On US 3's 3.25mm and US 4's 3.5mm needles. And the yarn is Plymouth Yarn Linaza hand dyed in the number 4 mauve pink orange colorway. So I have the sleeves and the back on waist yarn, and I'm currently working on the front. Can you unroll the front a little bit? So I'm working on the front, and then I'll work on the back, and then I'll join it back in the round. I don't think I've ever knit a garment like this before, though, that has, like, you have so much upper shaping before you separate for the front and back.
Mm-hmm.
I like how it looks right there. How the increases make it really cool. So, I'm working on this, making progress. Every time I work on it, though, I end up with fuzz and whatever from the yarn all over my clothing. Maybe I should put something like a towel or something on to catch all the fuzz, because it's fuzzy. And then I cast on something new this week. I am going to be knitting the Pom Pom Pop shawl, which is a pattern from Knitty by Juliette Williams on US 6's 4mm needles. So here is what it looks like. You see the pom-poms there, thusly the Pom Pom Pop shawl. And I bought yarn for this while on the Pacific Northwest yarn crawl back in May.
I don't know.
That sounds right. I think it was in May. So what I'm using is the two main colors are from A Little Knitty. It's their diamond base. In the first I drink the coffee, then I do the things colorway, and in the UGG I need a taco colorway, which are both Gilmore Girls inspired. And then I'm using this one right here is from the My Favorite Murder kits. This is Suburban Stitcher Sock in the Triflers Need Not Apply colorway. And then I'm using Sun-Soaked Sister Everything Earth in, okay, right there is the rust. Here is the green. And then the other two colors that I have not used yet are the pink and I'm calling, no, that's the rust. Pink and the taupe colorways. So I really like it. And this is my autumnal shawl, which I don't have an autumnal inspired shawl. And I really wanted one. And this one has pom-poms on it. So, and Gilmore Girls yarn. And My Favorite Murder yarn. I mean, how could I ask for more? Mm-hmm. How could I ask for more? And it's very easy knit, so it's something I can like take with me and work on when I'm out and about. And then the last thing I'm working on, which is not knitting related, but it's still very pretty, the magnet connects to my watch, is my English paper piecing. So, oh, I didn't grab the bag. So, I'm done with this first round of hexagons on this one. And then around the outside is going to be the fabric. That's the orange fabric with the red hearts. Except for top and bottom, we'll have lavender hexagons. And it is the inverse of another hexagon, large hexagon that I finished. And then hopefully I can lay stuff out and figure out the number of hexagon, larger hexagon thingies that I need. Flowers, whatever you call them. So, yeah, I'm just trying to do like one of those, one hexagon a day. It just depends. So, that's everything I'm working on. But that means I have some finished projects to tell you about. So let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished projects.
That's right. So first up is this week's preemie hat. This is number 23 for the year. This is my free top-down preemie hat pattern that you can find on Ravelry. I used US 6's 4mm needles, and the multicolored yarn is the Big Twist yarn Sincerely Ombres in the Cupcake Confetti colorway, and the solid is Lion Brand Vanish Choice in the Dusty Purple colorway. And I'm continuing to work on hats for Click for Babies, which means they have to be 50%, at least 50% purple. So, but I like the mix of these two yarns together. I think it's pretty. And I love doing the contrast lined off. So, there's that. And then the other thing I finished, I don't actually physically have in my hands, but I took pictures to show you because it is birthday socks for my friend Mel, and today is her birthday, and she doesn't watch the podcast, but I already told her happy birthday, and we surprised her on Tuesday at Mom's group with balloons and flowers and pie and birthday socks that I knit for her. Using my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern on US 1.5, 2.5mm needles, and the yarn was from Allen Yarn Shop, and it was their Kalispell sock in the Outland colorway. And I love how they turned out, and it was so fun because she had seen me knitting them, but she didn't know they were for her. And she was just like, oh, I really like those colors and everything. And I was able to keep it a secret, which I'm normally not able to do. Normally I end up blabbing because I just am so excited to give somebody what I've gotten for them. Dammy knows this because I have done it to her before. Okay, so with those two FOs, that brings my stash total, which is along that the Knit Girls 3Ls podcast does annually every summer, and it's a challenge to finish projects. And I am going for the 15,000 meter goal, and thus far I have done 10,458.6 meters, which means I need 4,541.4 more meters to get to 15,000. So, and a good 9,000 plus of it was my zigzag blanket. So, but that's the two things I finished this week, and I think we have some yummies to talk about. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, yummies. What are yummies, Dammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies. So, Dammy, I guess this technically could go in what we're watching, but we watched the
Tony Awards.
The Tony Awards. And it was fun, even though we had to stay up super late. I wish they would air them live, which would have meant that they would have started like 5 o'clock here, which would have been fine, versus recording them and me avoiding social media so I don't get spoiled till we can watch them starting at 8. So, we were very proud of Hadestown. They ended up getting 8 out of their 14 nominations. However, for one award, 2 different people were nominated, so they could have only taken 13 Tonys total if they had gotten them all. So, but they ended up with Best Musical and Best Director and Best Actor.
Not Best Actor.
Is that not what he got?
Best Featured.
Feature actor.
Orchestrations, I think, and other stuff.
Yeah.
You don't need to try and remember them all.
No, I'm not. I was trying to think though. What is the orchestration? The one for her writing the words and the music?
No, that would be book. They didn't get book.
Oh, I thought she won something.
Score.
Okay. Anyway, 8 awards. And I liked James Corden was hosting, which I love James Corden. I liked the one in the bathroom where Josh Groban and Sarah Bareilles and Neil Patrick Harris ended up. I didn't like the bit that they did about trying to fight with people.
It was staged.
I know it was staged, but I didn't like that one. The intro was pretty good. So, and it was fun seeing all of the nominated musicals perform. And this year they had done it differently for those nominated for best plays. They were able to talk for 30 seconds, a minute, or whatever about what the play was about, which they hadn't done that before. And so I liked that we were able to learn something about them, because with best musicals, we hear they perform something from it. So that was cool that they did something for best play nominees to do that. So, best speech of the night.
Ali Stroker.
Yes, that was an amazing one. Followed by Rachel Chafkin as the director of Hadestown. Tears. Did you see when they cut away to Patrick Page, and Paige Davis, his wife, was just sobbing? It was beautiful. It was very beautiful. So, the Tony Awards. We like musicals. So, I got a new sticker from Yuko from Honeyberry Studios this week. Be gentle with yourself. So this is one of either 3 or 4 new ones that she's coming out with. And she sent me this one, which I didn't have. I had this as a card, but I didn't have it as a sticker. So here's my pro tip for you. Well, here's 2 options for you. All of her stickers are dishwasher safe. So you can put them on your water bottle and be able to still wash it in the dishwasher, and your stickers will stay safe. Also, I like to put ones like this up on the bathroom mirror, and instead of pulling off the back and ended up potentially damaging the mirror and not being able to use it if you move, I just put the blue poster putty tack stuff on the back and then put it on the mirror, and then that way I can take it off if when we move, and be able to use it again. So there's my 2 pro tips for you for using stickers from Yuko of Honeyberry Studios. She's awesome. She's lots of amazing stuff. You should check her out. I have her You Are Enough with Succulent sticker down here on my computer laptop. Okay, and then we also got our monthly knit crate. I stole the tissue paper out of it to wrap Mel socks. So this month we got this yarn. It's a little brighter in person. I love these spots where it's darker. Mm-hmm. So this is Vitellana by Knit Crate. It is the Vitellana Vitellana Aloft base, which is 48% merino wool, 20% baby alpaca, and 32% organic cotton. It's a DK weight, 100 grams, 274 yards, 250 meters, and the colorway is Tiger Lily. I think it is pretty soft. I'm wondering about potentially using this. So I think this year for my niece and nephew's birthdays, I'm going to knit them slippers. Mm-hmm. If you have a good slipper pattern that you have made in the past, especially if it's DK weight, but if it's not, I'm not opposed to getting yarn to do it. I might have something in my stash that would work. That is good for kids. Would you let me know, post it in the episode thread on Ravelry, any pattern suggestions? Because I want to get those knit up this summer during Stash Dash. So that is the yarn. It also came with this really cute, oops, there we go, tape measure. And of course the monthly magazine. So there was 2 potential colorways you could have gotten. The Tiger Lily that we got, or the Wee Violets, which is this purple right here. And then the sock membership crate this month was Audine Wool's Luxury Sock, which is 75% superwash merino, 15% nylon, 10% cashmere, and it was the calico quilt colorway. So, patterns. There is the Rose of Lavender shawl by Susan Lohman, which is actually very, very pretty. They say an intermediate skill level. Mm-hmm. It's done on US 7s, 4.5, and US 9s, 5.5 mil needles. Good instructions, good charts. There's that. Very, very pretty. The crochet pattern is the Golden Afternoon Scarf by Susan Lohman. I like seeing it not crocheted up, the yarn we got. This is also an intermediate level, and it's done on a US size H8 5 mil crochet hook, and it looks very crochet, very, 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 lots of good instructions, it looks like. I don't crochet, so yeah. And then for the sock kit, oh look, they just started doing this, where they put the designer's Ravelry name. So these are the Whimsical Socks by Kay Litton, who is Crazy Sock Lady Designs on Ravelry. They're knit using a US 1 2.25 mil needles. They were cuffed down with a slip stitch heel flap. And cables. Cables-tastic. Okay, and as of July, so I got the email today about you're going to get to choose you're going to get to customize your crate experience. So, the email we got today, it gave us like a 10-day window or something to choose. Otherwise, they would default it to them choosing. But if we wait a few days, they will actually do a reveal of what the actual colors are, and we can choose at that point. But like the info they have right now is like, so the inspiration for July is Circus, and you can either choose Get Energized, which is like warm toned vibe, so cherry, vermilion, tangerine, hot pink, etc. The All Natural, which is neutrals and semi-neutrals, earth tones. Then there's the Chill Out option, which is cool toned, calming, relaxing colors, turquoise, teal, ultramarine, etc. And Anything Goes, which is you get a surprise. So, yeah. So, as always, thank you so much to Knit Crate for sending us this box. And they offer y'all a coupon code, which is linked in the show notes. You use the coupon code Geeky, all capital letters, Geeky, and the numbers 20, to get 20% off of your first order. It will work to discount the first month of a recurring monthly subscription and any of their shop items. So check them out today, Knit Crate. We do receive this for free, and so that we can review it with y'all on the podcast and talk about it. And yeah. Dammy, do you have any other yummies to add?
No.
You're just staying busy with being back to work at the diner. And it's been hot.
Mm-hmm.
Which is not fun. Alright, well then let's talk about hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it, Dammy?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. We have a list of photo prompts for each month, so you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
I'm just looking to see what today's prompt is. So our June list is inspired by our summer along that we host. And so the theme is the summertime and the living is easy. And so the prompts come from like the words of the song as well as a few other things thrown in. So, Dammy, what are we about to show them?
2 photos from us that we liked and 5 photos from other people that we liked.
We hope you can't hear that. Somebody's sawing. And here come the photos. Great job, everybody. So, it's never too late to join in. You take a look at the prompt for the day. Today's prompt is red. The day we're recording this, it's red. So you interpret that however you want. Red yarn, red flowers, a red sunburn, painful, ouch. Oh, baby Pinky.
Look at how she's got her paw.
Uh-huh. She's sitting by the patio door, letting the cool breeze come in. Sweet girl. You interpret the prompt however you want. We're very cheater friendly. You take a photo, you post it on Instagram. Make sure in the caption you use hashtag GGK Crafty Pad, and yours might get chosen. There are also, in addition to that, you can use the hashtags hashtag GGK Kitty Pad, hashtag GGK Puppy Pad, and hashtag GGK Puggy Pad. But make sure you always use hashtag GGK Crafty Pad, and yours might get chosen. If you have a private Instagram account and you are participating in GGK Crafty Pad, you need to make sure that Dammy, who is Dammy's Doodles, is following you. Link in the show notes. Because otherwise we can't see your photos. So send her a message so that she can follow you, and then we'll be able to see your photos. Okay, upcoming events. Knitting in the Park in Allen, Washington on Sunday the 14th of July. I don't have further information about that yet. I will try to get more so that if you're local, you can come. We will have a table there with all 3 of our books available for purchase. The Fall Pacific Northwest Yarn Crawl is the first weekend in October, and I'm going to a knitting retreat sponsored by the Allen Yarn Shop on Saturday the 9th of November. I do believe that it is completely full, but you can get put on the waiting list. You just need to contact the Allen Yarn Shop. Okay, I think that is everything for Yummies. So why don't we move on to the next segment?
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
What are you reading, Dammy?
Les Miserables by Victor Hugo.
Okay.
I think I'm still in the first volume of the first book. I haven't read a bunch of it because I've been trying to do other things.
How many books is it?
6?
And how many volumes?
I don't know.
A lot? So are there like chapters, volumes, books?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But this is the massive book one that I bought you at Barnes & Noble.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Unabridged.
Yes.
Baby.
No bridges allowed. And are you reading anything else?
I'm also reading The Glass Scientists, which is a webcomic by Sabrina Katungo.
So I imagine you're getting your 15 minutes a day in.
Mm-hmm.
What am I referring to?
The April, May, June RAL read-along.
So this is a challenge for you to read 15 minutes a day, every day. I don't care what you read, as long as you're reading. Audiobooks do count. All the details for both the seasonal as well as the year-long along are in the show notes, as well as in the Ravelry group. You earn entries into the year-long 3 grand prize drawings by...
$3,000?
$3,000.
I want $3,000.
By participating in the seasonal alongs. And there's also ways to earn bonus entries. So check it out in the Ravelry group or in the show notes for all the details. If you have questions, there's a chatter thread or PMS. What I'm reading. I am reading Mindful Silence, The Heart of Christian Contemplation by Felina Hertz. I'm really enjoying it. I think I'm reading it in an actual physical book, so I don't know percentages. I would guess I'm probably about 60% done with it. It's due next week, so I've got to finish it. So the Swish and Flick podcast took a break this week from releasing a chapter related podcast episode as I'm rereading Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, which is the 4th book in the series by J.K. Rowling. So I'm waiting to listen to the Harry Potter and the Sacred Text podcast until Swish and Flick releases theirs. They did release an episode, but it wasn't all 4 of them. It was just 2 of them, and they were discussing the new Wizards Unite game that's coming out, which is kind of like Pokemon Go, as well as the Vans Harry Potter collection that's coming out. So, and there was much discussion about how they changed in the movies one of the house's colorways as compared to what's in the book. So what is in the book?
It's blue and bronze.
And in the movies it's
Blue and silver.
Blue and silver. And
bronze is ugly, apparently.
I like bronze. They were discussing that, and they were also discussing how some of the houses are not very represented in the collection.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, which are Ravenclaw and Hufflepuff, while there is a lot more stuff that is Gryffindor and Slytherin.
Mm-hmm.
So.
That's just the way it be.
It is. I finished reading book 17 of the In Death series by J.D. Robb. And then I'm currently reading the book Watching You by Lisa Jewell. It's creepy. I'm still not 100% sure what's going on because we keep jumping in time. I'm about halfway through it. I did want to tell you because I got a message from
Someone who's watching you.
Jennifer, who is I Knit Socks Too on Ravelry. She was a prize winner in the spring along. But she was talking about the Magical Cats series that I'm reading right now by, I can't read it because it's dark, Sophie Kelly. And you had asked, I think it was last week, about if they talked about spaying and neutering the cats in the books.
Yeah, because you were talking about a kitten.
Yes. And she was reminding me that they do talk about it, and they even rounded up the feral kittens and spayed and neutered them before they re-released them.
TNR, baby.
So, I just wanted to let you know that.
Spay and neuter your pets.
Yes. Help protect the pet population. Name that show.
Trading Spaces.
No. Bob Barker on The Price is Right. That was his ending thing. Help control the pet population. Pay and neuter your...
Seriously?
Yeah.
I watched a bunch of Prices Right, when we lived in whatever that New Mexico town was. I don't remember that. Maybe I just didn't know what spay and neuter was at the time.
Yeah. I can't remember exactly how he worded it, but that was the gist of it, is to protect or control the pet population, spay and neuter your pets, or something like that. So, there you go. Okay, watching. I watched one Hallmark movie this week called My Boyfriend's Back, Wedding March 5. And it was very cute.
Kana.
I finished watching the series of Saving Hope.
I walked in when she had 5 minutes left in the series finale, and she was bawling.
She had gotten off work, and she came in, and she's like, "What's going on?"
Hey!
I was like,
Oh, okay.
I tears. If you haven't watched it and you don't want to be spoiled, go away for a minute. But we already gave you a spoiler warning. But in the finale, Alex and Charlie and there's baby Luke, and she's pregnant with what the baby's going to be named Charlotte after Charlie.
Oh. Pregnant.
We're in another car accident, and Charlie ends up brain dead.
Charlie McFreakin lost it.
Hours after they got married. Car accident. Which, if
Just
you remember,
the way it be.
if you remember correctly, in the series premiere, they were in a car accident on their way to their wedding. And anyway, Charlie was injured so badly he was brain dead, and Alex decided to donate his organs, but it was just sobs. But in his state of being a ghost, or whatever you want to call it,
medium,
he actually was he was able to see his daughter Charlotte had become an orthopedic surgeon, just like him. And then, there's this thing about they had always wanted to they wanted a beach honeymoon and everything. And so we had seen throughout the series this image of Charlie on the beach drawing hearts with a stick in the sand. Mm. And then, so we're at the end, and Alex ends up in this same space with him, and he's like, no, it's not your time yet, you've got to take care of the kids. And she's like, no, 50 years have passed, and they were together, and then it panned out, and there was hundreds of hearts drawn in the sand.
Oh.
I am potentially unhealthily involved in fictional characters' lives. It impacts me right there.
Are you having a heart attack?
I am.
Oh.
So since I finished Saving Hope, I had to start a new series.
One with a completely different feel.
Yes. So this is actually a British series called Queens of Mystery. And thus far they've released 6 episodes, and it's two episodes, so it's a 3...
2 episodes to a chapter.
Yes. And the reason I had gotten interested in it, because I had seen some people talking about it, and they were saying it was kind of like Murder, She Wrote meets Pushing Daisies, which I love both of those shows, and it has been. It's got that whole narrator thing where it's talking about, and 5 years, 7 months, 3 days, 11 hours ago, and it's really cool because the niece, who is a detective sergeant, and the 3 aunts are all very interested in murder. Some of them are mystery writers. One of them.
Some of them are murderers.
One of them owns a bookstore called Murder Inc. INK. Murder Inc.
Mm-hmm.
But each of them takes on a different archetype of the detective. Whatever. So it's So I watched one full chapter, and I think I've watched the first half of the second chapter. But it's really enjoyable. I hope they will continue doing it because I've really liked it. Do you want to talk about the next thing so I can get some water?
Sure. We finished watching the BBC miniseries of Les Miserables.
You didn't like the ending.
No, you were confused by the ending. But yeah, if they had ended it without the very final scene, I would have been like, okay, that was okay. But
the dog didn't like it either.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was. I'm trying to talk here. It was an okay adaptation, I think. Although Andrew Davies did take some creative liberties, which I did not enjoy.
You didn't like the thing about him, taking her to see the prisoners.
No, he would not do that!
I'm so sorry if your ears just, burst. And then, yeah, you didn't like the last scene.
Yeah. And also, I'm trying to talk here. And also, Valjean did not go to the barricade to try and kill Marius. That was not his intention. That was not even his subconscious intention.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
But go on, I guess.
So, since we finished that, what are you and I watching together?
Good Omens.
Otherwise known as Good Omens. With
Michael Sheen and David
the
Tennant.
lovely David Tennant in it. So I had already watched it. The Dr. Hobbs and I watched it. So now I'm watching it with Dammy because she hasn't seen it yet. And we watched the 3rd episode last night that had the whole 30-minute intro. I think that's my favorite episode. What are you thinking of it?
It's good.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm enjoying it. You want to talk about the next thing too?
We're watching season 7 of Elementary. Marcus knows Sherlock's there. He knew the whole time.
Yeah. And the captain's still in the coma, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Probably.
I can't remember. It's been too long since we watched it. And I'm watching season 10 of Trading Spaces. Frank was back to do... No. Yes. No.
No?
That was last week.
Oh.
This week there was a new designer. And I liked his thing. And somebody else was the designer. I can't remember. You guys, this is what happens when I don't write down notes in the show notes.
I thought you were doing that on purpose.
No, I just forgot to do it. And I watched the season 5 2-part premiere of Good Witch. They finally got married.
Okay, I thought they would get married on Halloween or something.
Well, they tried to.
How many times did they try?
I don't know, but they They got married. It was beautiful. She's ignoring you. It was beautiful. So they finally got married. Okay, listening to my favorite murder podcast. As always, today's episode was live from Milwaukee. Yeah. And they got cheese tiaras.
Curds.
No, tiaras. Something.
Sounds gross.
I know. I don't know.
I like cheese, but Wisconsin's cheese obsession is a little...
No offense to anyone who lives in the state of Wisconsin, Dammy. You are going to, make our Wisconsin viewers run away.
I don't think they would like cheese tiaras either. That just sounds gross and weird.
I don't think it was made out of cheese.
It might have been.
I hope not.
Oh, I broke that.
We are listening to the Hadestown original Broadway cast recording. They dropped 9 more songs since we talked to y'all last. And I'm trying to remember which one is my favorite. I was listening to it a while ago while I was waiting for you to come home.
What's
from
it
work.
got in it?
Okay, so thus far now we have 13 songs. We have Living It Up on Top, Way Down Hadestown, Hey Little Songbird, When the Chips Are Down, number 14 and number 15. Number 14 I think is just
it's the intro.
Yeah. Gone, I'm Gone, Wait for Me, intro, and the Wait for Me song, Why We Build the Wall. I like that one a lot. Outro to Why We Build the Wall. Yeah. Our Lady of the Underground, which I like a lot too. Flowers, and the Road to Hell reprise.
Reprise.
So there's going to be 40 songs total. I like Hey Little Songbird. I like Wait for Me. I like Why We Build the Wall. Lady of the Underground. I like all of them. Do you have a favorite?
No.
They're really good. I'm enjoying it. What are you listening to?
Cabin Pressure, the Beetlejuice Broadway cast recording, and I've had the Kiss Me Kate 2019 cast recording on repeat.
Yes, when the Dr. Hubs is singing it.
What's he singing?
Kiss Me Kate. Because he keeps hearing you play it.
I don't think he's heard the Kiss Me Kate song. I've just been singing Tom, Dick, and Harry on repeat.
But I think he's been singing Kiss Me Kate. Anyway, that is everything that we are reading, watching, and listening to this week. So, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about our June, July, August...
Summertime and the living is easy.
So, this runs from the 1st of June through the 31st of August, and it is for any project that you knit, crochet, weave, or spin that you could convince us is related to summer. There are a couple main rules. The first is that no whips are allowed, so your project must have been begun no earlier than the 1st of June and finished no later than the 31st of August, unless you are knitting the My Favorite Murder mystery wrap, which you can enter as long as you finish it by the end of August.
The second clue released since the podcast. No, it released the day we were recording because we recorded it on Friday last week. So clue number 2 is out there. 3 to go.
The other main rule is that each project of at least 20 yards that you enter and that you finish and post in the FO thread counts as one entry into the OWL, but if your project is not at least 20 yards, you need to group it in a single post with other projects that together total at least 20 yards.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel free to polydip in other longs as long as it fits in with the other rules. That's totally fine. We have lots of lovely prizes on our screen right now. Thank you so much to those who donated prizes. And if you would like to get larger looks at the prizes or see where they came from, you can go to our show notes, geekygirlsnet.com, or we'll talk about them in detail on the first podcast of every month.
Which is not this week.
No. If you are interested in donating a prize, you can PM Java Pearl on Ravelry or email us at geekygirlsnet@gmail.com.
That's right.
You must be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry in order to participate. There's a hashtag if you'd like to tag your projects or post on social media. It's GGK Summertime 19. The UFO thread is going to be locked on the morning of the 1st of September, and winners will be drawn and announced on the next podcast after that. And any winners will have 30 days to claim their prize or they forfeit it.
Which, saying that, I think we've heard from like half of the winners from the Sheepy Spring Owl. So if you had entries in that, make sure and go back and watch last week's episode to see if you are a winner, because you have 30 days to claim your prize.
There's a chatter thread on Ravelry where you all can discuss the progress of your projects and talk to each other, and it's where I give shoutouts to people who finish projects during the week, but I also do that here.
So why don't you do that, Dammy?
Yeah, so... Another Yarn 9, D-Door 4, Elsa and M, Ionow Hour, Philippa MC, Jodadiah, Jody333, JP Music 15, Keeny? That's Janine.
Yeah.
Keeny 1007.
I think that's right.
Knit Central, Mystery Sewer, for Strauss, Share 2014, Psycho Hulakian, and Wombat Knitter.
Great job, everybody. So keep working on those projects. You have 2.5 months to get them done. No problem. You'll get it done, right? All right, let's move on to the next segment. You will get those projects done.
No!
Now.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
So, Dammy,
Yeah.
we have no new questions.
No.
We have answered all the questions.
Oh no.
So I went back to the very first page of the Ask the Geeky Girls thread and was like, maybe we'll re-answer some of these questions because maybe people haven't watched all the episodes, or maybe our answers have changed over time. So we are going to answer a question that we originally answered in episode 67, entitled, In Which Is It Party Time? Ask the Geeky Girls.
Okay.
Okay, so, Dammy, what is the question?
This week's re-question is from Kylie, who is Crafty Mama from Australia. I watched some Doctor Who growing up, but I'd love to start watching again. Where should I start? Question mark, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point.
Well, Kylie, you should start with the Ninth Doctor. Now, that's Christopher Eccleston.
You don't need to give your whole spiel about how dumb it is.
I'm going to give my spiel. Because
It's not dumb.
was not saying it's dumb. You're the one that said it was dumb.
You're gonna say that the special effects are bad and the storyline it's really cheesy, and you're not gonna like it. It only gets good with the 10th Doctor, but you have to watch it.
Okay, would you like me to answer the question? So, if you have been a long-time viewer of the podcast, you know that originally I did not watch Doctor Who. I tried it and did not like it. The Dr. Hubs and Dammy watched it, and then finally I felt pressured. Peer pressured.
We literally did not say anything.
No, people watching the podcast.
Oh.
And so I was like, fine, I'll give it a try. So, yes, the first few episodes are extremely cheesy, but you have to remember that the show was originally a children's program. And the things that happen in the early episodes have a huge impact on things that happen later. So, you have to watch them. Now, the Ninth Doctor, Christopher Eccleston, is the Dr. Hub's favorite Doctor. And so this is the one that started in 2005.
Yes.
So that's where I would tell you to start watching. Some people call it New Who, the New Who era, because there was a number of years where there was no new Doctor Who. And then you've got the 10th Doctor, who is my favorite, David Tennant, who we just were talking about from Good Omens. Love him. Love his podcast, even though that podcast is not safe for little ears. David Tennant does a podcast with ... It's a different person every time. And then we have the 11th Doctor, who is Matt Smith. Like him, too. We have the 12th Doctor, who is
Peter Capaldi. Why am I saying this?
because I'm talking and you're not talking. Peter Capaldi, liked him a lot. And now we have... Oh, we also had the War Doctor in there, who is...
He doesn't count. John Hurt.
John Hurt. And then we have the 13th Doctor, who is?
Jodie Whittaker.
First time there's a woman doctor. So, yeah. The next new episodes are not going to be until
2020, baby.
2020. No Christmas episode this year. But I think we're getting
Again? There wasn't a Christmas episode this year. It was New Year's.
Maybe. Anyway, they said 2020. So I'm assuming no Christmas episode. I'm assuming it's a New Year's episode. So,
2020, baby.
but there are so many episodes you can watch. And you can get caught up by the time the new episodes start. So, start with Series 9. Now,
Series 1 with Dr. 9.
Yes.
You said start with Series 9.
Sorry. Series 1. So, in the U.S., when we say series, it typically means like the show as a whole. And we call it seasons. Well, in the UK and other places, Pink's done with this dog. She's just going to lay down and go to sleep in protest. In other countries, they call what we call seasons series, which can be confusing because you're like, it's the series finale. But it's not really the series finale. It's like the series 1 finale. So, to aid in helping with any confusion, start with the 9th Doctor. Stick it in there. You know, keep going with it through those first cheesy episodes. You'll see. If you haven't watched it before, you start watching it. But it's important. And there you go. Do you have anything you would like to say about Doctor Who?
No.
See, now the tables have turned and like I'm the one that's really into it and she's not as much into it. You watch it still with me.
Yeah.
And the Doctor Hubs.
When you don't watch it without me.
Well, I mean, somebody decided to leave home. I love you, Dammy. So, this is our re-answer to this question from Kylie. Originally answered in episode 67.
Thank you, Kylie.
Thank you, Kylie. So, Dammy, next week we will re-answer another old question unless we get new questions. So, Dammy, what should people do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it. Ask things like, what's your address so I can send you Broadway memorabilia.
Oh, you want people to ask for your address. Okay, I thought there was I got confused there for a minute.
What?
Thought you were asking for their address.
No. They're the one asking the question. They already know their address.
We are not going to publicly give you our address, but we will give it to you in a DM if you want to send something. Because some of y'all over these years have been very kind and generous and sent us lots of beautiful things.
I like Kiss Me Kate a lot, and it's closing soon. Closing soon.
Is it going to tour?
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think Drew toured after they restaged it. This is a revival by the same theater company.
Same actors?
One same actor.
And no other same actors?
No.
Even in, like, the ensemble?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. So, there has never been a question we have not been willing to answer. So, ask us anything. All right, Dan.
Ask Pink what her favorite wet food is.
Ask Pink what her favorite color is. It's pink.
Ask Pink when her favorite time to take a nap is. It's all day. Ask Pink when her favorite time to get brushed is. Never. Hello?
She's kind of rebelled on liking brushing. Ask Pink what her favorite position to sleep in is.
Sprawled.
No. Baby bunny.
Yeah.
Baby bunny.
Ask Pink what her favorite toy is. Jingle ball. Ask Pink to make her demon noises.
Okay, let's move on to the next segment. Somehow, some way, somewhere, we made it to the end of the show. Thanks for sticking with us. I feel like this was kind of a scattered episode.
Oh.
To some extent. I don't know. Anyway, we were being kind of ridiculous. We don't have any announcements.
Pink is beautiful.
Do you have any announcements?
pink is great.
Okay. Well, then let's talk about our normal stuff. Thank you so much to everyone who supports the podcast, however it is you support us. But a huge thank you to those of you who support us financially. We love you guys. Because unfortunately, it does cost money to do a podcast, such as the prize parcels that I shipped out today. That Dr. Hubbs took to the post office for me.
Many monies.
Many monies. Especially when it's international. We didn't have any international in this batch that I shipped today, though, which is good. Because actually I have to go stand in line at the post office for those.
Her ears are twitching.
So, if you would like to support the podcast financially, there's 3 main ways you can do that. First is Patreon, which is a site where you pledge a certain amount a month to your favorite creatives, and you earn rewards based on what level you donate at. If you would like to know more about this or want to sign up, where should they go, Dammy?
Patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
What's another way?
There's a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
And we are Amazon.com.co.uk and .ca affiliates. If you're going to shop on Amazon, if you go to our website first and click on the appropriate link in the sidebar or at the bottom of the show notes, and then do your shopping as normal, we will earn a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast by doing something you would be doing anyway. All right, Dammy, why don't you tell them where to find us online?
You can find us at geekygirlsknit.com. There are links to everywhere else we are online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
Yes. And with that, we're going to say goodbye. Make sure and stay cool, stay hydrated, drink your water, folks. It's very important. And happy crafting. And we will see y'all again next week. Bye.
Bye.
Pinky. Pinky. Is it your ball? Oh, you better get it. You better get it. Oh, you got it.
She got the string.
She's holding the ball down with her arm.
Oh,
good girl.
crunchy.
It's a good thing that we bought like a multi-pack of those balls.
Maybe she'll roll over on her back.
Oh, you got it. Good job. No, you can't have it back, Dammy. I chew it.
Ew, it's all wet now. Gross.
Oh, you got it.
No.
Oh.